Welcome dear students. This is the second lecture of Unit 3 in your elective course Electagram 311 Agricultural Waste Management. You remember my last lecture? In last lecture I have given you the introduction about vermicompost. I have told that what is vermicompost, how vermicompost is being prepared, the agents involved in the formation of vermicompost. Vermicompost is prepared from the agricultural waste or the biodegradable waste, that is agricultural waste or food waste or kitchen waste. That waste is used to prepare vermicompost. There are some agents which work on that waste and they convert it into vermicompost. So these agents are earthworms. This vermicompost has the immense beneficial effect on our agriculture. Vermicompost is the main component of our organic farming. So these things have already been understood. Vermicompost is the important thing. In last lecture I have told you that the process through which the earthworms convert the waste into compost, because it is converted by the worms, so it is known as vermicompost. The process is known as vermicomposting. The process is carried out by the earthworms. So here in this lecture we will come to know that what are the earthworms, what is the earthworm, how earthworm works, what is the benefit of earthworms, why earthworms should be present in our agriculture field. So the importance of earthworm is to be understood through this lecture. So in this lecture the topics which I will cover, the topics are introduction to earthworm. Definitely earthworms are the agent which is most important for our agriculture people or for our farmers. Earthworm is not only important to convert waste into compost, earthworm has the several beneficial effect on agriculture. So definitely we should rear earthworm, we should pet earthworm at our farm. So body of earthworm, species of earthworm used for vermicomposting. This is very important. Every species cannot be used. Farmer's friend. Yes, this is a slogan which is used for the earthworms. Earthworms are the best friend of the farmers. Benefit of earthworm in soil and earthworm for sustainable agriculture. These points will be covered in today's lecture. So first of all you should know what is earthworm. Definitely it is an animal, it is a small animal. Earthworm is terrestrial invertebrates. What do you mean by terrestrial invertebrates? Terrestrial means it is present everywhere in the world. So in every country, everywhere in the world you will find earthworms are available. Invertebrates. See, invertebrates again is a class of animal. There are two classes of animals. One is vertebrates, another is invertebrates. Vertebrates means those animals who have a backbone like us. So we are the vertebrates. We have a vertebral column. Vertebral column is a part of bone, that is backbone. So a vertebral column, that is a backbone, is present in the body, that is vertebrates. This is the picture of earthworm. You have seen this earthworm especially in rainy season. There is no backbone in the body of earthworm. So if backbone is absent, so this animal is known as invertebrates. It is present everywhere in the world, so we can conclude that, or we can give the statement that earthworm is a terrestrial invertebrates. In zoology, there is a class Oligochaeta. So this earthworm belongs to the class Oligochaeta. I come to the class Oligochaeta. After that, the genus species are so many. It is segmented cylindrical organism. That's why I am saying that if you remember that you have seen this in your house or in your village, especially during rainy season, it has a segmented body. You can remember this. So in the world, more than 3000 species of earthworms are present. But all these species are not present in India. So India has 500 species. So 500 species of earthworms are present in India. They are different on the basis of size, on the basis of their color, but they are all living the same life. But for our vermicomposting purpose, few species are important that I will tell you in the further slide. Earthworm is a cold-blooded animal. Again, if you remember your high school zoology or intermediate zoology, the animals are of two types, warm-blooded and cold-blooded. So as we are here, we are the warm-blooded. Snakes, frog, this earthworm, they are cold-blooded animal. Earthworm cannot see to and cannot hear. देख और सुन नहीं सकते हैं. केचुआ देख और सुन नहीं सकता है. But if it cannot see, it cannot hear, how they manage their life? So they are sensitive to vibration and light. They can feel. They cannot hear, they cannot see, but they can feel the vibration. They can feel the light also. They are sensitive to the light. And as they are sensitive to the light, so they don't work much in light. They work in night. So earthworm is a nocturnal animal. Nocturnal animal means the animal they work in night only. In daytime they go deep in the soil and they rest. In night time they work. Earthworms live in a moist, rich and dead organic matter or humus. So why earthworms are, when you see earthworms, most of the time you have seen this earthworm in rainy season only. In winter and summer you have not seen the earthworm, because what happens in summer, surface soil is not moist in summer, and I am telling you they live in moist soil. Even in rainy season, if there is water, earthworm can live. Even in a submerged condition, earthworm can utilize the oxygen of water, dissolved oxygen of water. Earthworm can utilize. Earthworm make the soil porous and entry of oxygen becomes possible, and they utilize the atmospheric oxygen also. But definitely moist condition is required to live for the earthworm. This is one thing, moist condition is required. Another thing, they are cold-blooded animal. We are the warm-blooded. So if atmosphere is very cold, our blood, which is warm blood, makes us warm. We can survive in a cold region also. If the atmosphere is warm, outside atmosphere is warm, our blood has a certain temperature. Our blood maintains our temperature because our blood is a liquid. It has water also. So water of our blood maintains our temperature, and even in a warm season we can maintain our temperature colder than the outside. But the blood of the earthworm is cold blooded, means if the outside atmosphere is very cold, as in winter, so what happens in winter, even outside temperature is about 4 degree, 3 degree, 0 degree. So what happens? The blood of earthworm makes equilibrium with the temperature of the outside. So if outside temperature is 0, definitely the blood of the earthworm, the temperature of the blood of earthworm goes down to the zero. So earthworm can die. Even in warmer season, if the outside temperature is 48 degrees centigrade, if we measure our temperature in summer, if outside temperature is 48, still we will measure our temperature at 37 or 38 degrees centigrade. If we measure our temperature in winter when outside temperature is 4 degree, 5 degree, 6 degree, still we will measure our temperature at 36 or 37 degrees centigrade. So this is warm blood. But if outside temperature is 48, the temperature of the blood of earthworm goes up to 48 degrees centigrade. So earthworm can die. So this is the reason the earthworm is commonly not visible in summer and in winter. In rainy season, when the atmospheric temperature is pleasant for the earthworm, they come up. They do breeding in rainy season and they increase their life. But if you provide this suitable environment to the earthworm anytime, they can work anytime. So in summer and in winter, the earthworm goes down deep in the soil where the temperature is pleasant, one thing. Second thing, moisture is available. Dead organic matter is also available there. So they eat the dead organic matter. They live their life. Condition is moist there. And temperature is pleasant for the earthworm. So this is the special life of the earthworm. This you should understand. This understanding is important for us because we want to do vermiculture. If we do vermiculture, means we will rear the worm, we will take care of the worm. If we don't know the habit of worms, what they like, what type of atmosphere they like, what type of foods they like, if we know these things, only then we can provide these things to the earthworm and earthworms can flourish. And why we want that earthworm should flourish? Because earthworm is a farmer's friend. It has an immense beneficial effect on our agriculture that we will understand in the further slides. So this is very important that we should know how earthworm lives. So this is the body of earthworm. The front portion of earthworm is known as anterior and the back portion of earthworm, last portion of earthworm is known as posterior. So it has anterior and posterior. In anterior it has mouth and prostomium. Then the middle part which is slightly towards the front side, it is clitenum. The whole body of earthworm is segmented. So each part is known as segment. And it has setae also. Setae, small hairs are present on the segment, which is known as setae. And then the last segment is the anus. So the first segment is mouth, last segment is anus. Earthworm eat our agriculture waste through mouth. These food material is passed through the alimentary canal from the whole length of the body, and excreta is excreted out from the anus. So the alimentary canal of the earthworm is a cylindrical and which is present from the first segment to the last segment. So in every segment alimentary canal is present. So food is digested while passing through the alimentary canal, and the digested food which earthworm is utilized for their life, and the excreta is excreted out from the anus, which is beneficial for the farmers. As I told you, 500 species are present in India. For the vermiculture or for the vermicomposting, these species are important. Eisenia anderi, Eisenia fetida, Eudrilus eugenia, Lampito moriti, Lumbricus rubellus, Metaphyre Posthuma, Perionyx, excavatus, Polypheretima elongata. These species are good for the vermiculture. Some species, one is Lampito moriti. This Lampito moriti species are present in India in a large quantity. This Lampito moriti, it feeds on the several type of organic matter. But our agriculture waste or our kitchen waste, our food waste, it is complex in nature. So Lampito moriti, it feeds on the humus. This Eisenia fetida and Eisenia anderi, these two are the major species which are used in our vermicomposting through agricultural waste. When this agricultural waste is converted into humus, again this Lampito moriti starts working and Eutralis eugenia starts working. Rest species are also, they feed on the organic matters. So these are the species which are picked by the farmers and they are used for the vermicomposting. And among these species, you remember the first two which are most important and widely used for vermicomposting. These all are indigenous species. Nowadays some farmers they are using exotic species also, but the efficiency of indigenous species in vermicomposting is very good if we compare the exotic species. So these species should be used for vermicomposting. This vermicompost is known as the not vermicompost. Earthworms are used as the farmer's friend of the farmers. Why this earthworm is used is regarded as the farmer's friend? Earthworm is a soil biotechnologist. See, we are the scientists. We read biotechnology and then we become biotechnologists. But earthworm performs this biotechnology in the soil naturally. So it is soil biotechnologist and it is a solid waste manager. Because we do agriculture and we just we are creating the solid waste, that is organic waste. But that is managed by earthworm. So earthworm is a manager. Earthworm consume large quantities of organic litter or waste and convert them into the manure. So this is the reason, because farmers need manure. Manure is required to make the soil nutrient rich so that successful crop can be grown. This earthworm, it converts the organic litter into the manure. Even the large quantity of organic litter can be converted. So this is the reason that this earthworm is regarded as the farmer's friend, and it not only nourish the soil, it not only make the soil nutrient rich, even earthworm improves the physical properties of the soil also. So it improves soil structure, water holding capacity and soil moisture content. It increases the nutrient availability and degrade pesticides residue also. So again it is helping the farmer. And number of earthworms in the soil indicate the healthiness of the soil. So I told you earlier that most of the time you have seen earthworm on rainy season. You have seen earthworm on rainy season because in rainy season when the temperature is pleasant for the earthworms, they come up for their activity. But in other season also, if you dig the soil, you will find the earthworms are available in the soil. So this is one criteria that the soil is considered as the healthy soil if the earthworms are present in the soil. Even in more number, then the soil is more healthy. So this is one indication. Earthworm increase soil aeration, soil filtration, soil structure, nutrient cycle, water movement and plant growth. So earthworm works in the soil and they also increase the plant growth. So these all are the beneficial impact of earthworm on the soil and soil environment and for the plants. So automatically earthworms are helping the farmers for growing crops. This is the reason earthworms are regarded as farmer's friend. Even sometimes it is said that earthworms are the best friend of the farmer. You can see this effect of the earthworm on the physical property of soil, because what happens when we do some cultivation or we do some tillage on the soil, most of the time we till the soil from the surface. Why our equipment goes deep in the soil for loosening it, but our implements goes deep in the soil up to 25 centimeter, at the most 1 feet, that is 30 centimeter. But most of the agriculture implement, they goes deep in the soil up to 25 centimeter. But by working by heavy machinery, by our walking, and because of the several work on the soil surface, soil is becoming compact, and even the weight of the above surface of the soil puts the weight to the lower surface. So the lower surface of the soil is become compact. If you want to feel this, you can go in a field with a spade and start digging. So when you start digging the soil with the help of a spade, first 30 centimeter soil you can dig by your spade very easily. Then when you will go up to 50 centimeter, you will find that you will have to put more force on your spade to dig the soil. After 45 centimeter, you will put more force on your spade to dig the soil. Means the lower soil is becoming compact. Lower soil is becoming compact because of the weight of the above soil, and because of the our weight and our machinery's weight, our working on the soil surface, lower soil is becoming compact. If the earthworms are present in our soil, earthworms will move in the soil at a lower surface here and there. They will eat the soil, they will move here and there, and again. So the soil up to the lower surface will become porous. So the good aeration in the soil, good growth in the soil, that all thing will be helped by the earthworms. So these are the beneficial impact of earthworm on the soil. That is the physical property of the soil, which I told you in the previous picture. But after, in addition to the physical thing, earthworms also helps in the chemical and biological improvement of the soil. One chemical improvement, I told you that the water soluble inorganic nutrients are added in the soil, that is, soil is becoming nutrient rich. So vermicompost has a significant lower volatile solid content, high nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium content. Means the nutrients are in high content, which is added in the soil, which is easily available to the water, available for the plant, because it is water soluble. Earthworm release certain metabolites, means in addition to the nutrients, certain metabolites like vitamin D and vitamin B, it is also added in the soil, which are good for the plant growth. So the chemical properties is also improving. Humic acid is also present in the excreta of earthworm. So this humic acid also good for the plant growth, and it good for maintaining the pH of the soil. It also improves the nutritional quality of the crop by increasing sugar, oil and protein compound. Earthworms are able to convert barren land into fertile land. This is the potential of earthworm. If you put earthworms on a barren land, definitely some organic matters are present in the barren land. Also, earthworm go deep where the temperature and moisture is good for their lives. They start converting the humus or organic matter into the fertile material, and the barren land can also be converted into fertile cultivated land. So this is the immense potential of earthworm in improving the agriculture soil or improving the agricultural land. Earthworm is also suitable for the sustainable agriculture. Why it is suitable for the sustainable agriculture? Because sustainable agriculture means using the different techniques of agriculture which can benefit our community, which can benefit soil, which can benefit our environment, which can also benefit the soil flora and fauna. So if everything will be imbalanced, means the practice which is not harming any animal or any flora and fauna, that practice is sustainable practice. But the use of chemical fertilizers and agrochemicals, it is just creating the harm on the biodiversity, and it is just reducing the productivity of the soil. So earthworm, if we put earthworm in the soil, see, in sustainable agriculture you will find there are several practices. Use of compost, green manuring, several practices you will find. Earthworm is one component which is very important, and it should be present, because if earthworms are present and if you are creating the environment which is suitable for the earthworm, rest of the thing earthworm will take care. See how earthworm will take care. Earthworm will decompose, or earthworm will break down the organic waste into humus and compost. What happens sometimes? Bacteria will also present in the soil. They will also do their same act. They will break down the organic waste into the manure. Bacteria works on the humus. So the complex organic matter which is break down into humus by the earthworm, then immediately bacteria starts to work, because when it is in simple form, definitely it will be very simple for the bacteria. So bacteria starts to feed on the humus. So definitely earthworm is helping the growth of the bacteria by providing the simple form of organic matter for the decomposition to the bacteria. So earthworm is helping. Earthworm is also, see, aerobic decomposition, if you remember in my last lecture. In aerobic decomposition, the soil microbes, they will work in the soil, but the entry of atmospheric oxygen into the soil should be proper, so that these aerobic microbes can work. Earthworm makes the soil porous, and the availability of oxygen will be there for the bacteria, so bacterial growth will be fast. So these are the relationship, that how the earthworm is helping the soil microbes also for managing the agriculture waste. और यू कैन सी कि बैक्टीरिया और केचुआ दोनों का आपस में समझौता कि थोड़ा काम हम करेंगे, थोड़ा काम तुम करना. So initially when earthworm is when agriculture waste are in complex in nature, earthworm eat it, digest it, and excrete the simple form of organic matter, that is humus, and then bacteria starts working and converting this immobilized nutrient to the mineralized form. So this mutual action of earthworm and microbes being faster decomposition of the earthworm's condition. So this way earthworm is also suitable for the sustainable agriculture. These are the potential of earthworm. Even these are the importance of earthworm, but if we want to rear the earthworm, definitely we should understand the life of earthworm. So in today's lecture we have understood the species of earthworm which are suitable for the vermicomposting, the role of earthworm. Also we have come to know that earthworm is helping the farmers, so earthworm is regarded as the best farmer's friend. We also understood that earthworm is a most important component of our sustainable farming. And even the one thing which we come to know, that earthworm has the potential to convert the barren land into cultivated land. This thing also is available in the same book which in last lecture I told you, Wormy Technology, published from Saras Publication, Tamil Nadu. These things, the earthworms can also be studied, or you can understand the earthworm more deeply through this book, Wormy Technology. Thank you very much.